I'm Dan Alvarez, and welcome to I'll Tell You What, and we're super excited to be back here for another episode. I'm joined always with my co-host, Steve Ellis, and Steve, we got some really, really good topics here, and one of them transpired for me last night. You like that word, transpired?
I do like
for
it.
me last night. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about one of our podcasts we had a few episodes ago was how great of a fan you were of these Reds. We're going to talk about the collapse that they're having.
Yep.
We're going to talk about my experience last night at the Reds game, which was just unbelievable. And then we're also going to talk about the Spencer Steer home run, the fan robbing of the home run, and then also talk a little bit about the NFL schedule release, which is going to happen later tonight. We've obviously taken this before it happens, and then maybe get into some other things, maybe about the NCAA expanding the tournament. But I think we got some pretty decent topics here. But the Reds is probably the big topic here in Cincinnati.
Well, I think we all should be concerned for not only the Reds but for you. For whether or not, if you've fallen off the wagon, how much sleep you've lost over the last 10 days with the failure of the Reds, and I know we'll get into it, but I'm concerned for you.
Well, here's my big question. You say you're this, number one fan of the Reds.
I'm in the top 100 though.
Blah blah. Okay, so why you were just recently on vacation? Mm-hmm. Did you watch every single game?
100%. Yes.
You watched it on TV. You watched it on on an app on.
No. Surprisingly, on the Major League app that was on the TV, I was able to get the Reds game. It was outstanding.
And so you had none of your interference with all the things that you had scheduled with your family, and you were able to watch it live.
Well, I was able to adjust. I could watch it on my phone.
So you weren't really, you were kind of paying attention. You didn't watch it full from any.
Don't go down the road. I'm just telling you, I was following it. But the fact of the matter is that there's a huge concern right now. There's probably picketing outside of your house right now. I'm concerned for you.
Well, I'm concerned for the Reds because they're absolutely garbage right now. So let's break this down. So on April 30th, they were in first place,
riding high.
They just beat the Rockies, and they were 20-11, and it's probably the first time in forever that the Reds were in first place. Everybody was pumped that hey, it's the first time, things are looking good ahead of the Cubs, the Cardinals, and all that. And then May 1st came, and
it hasn't been good.
A disaster.
Well, and we did an episode about it. We were talking about how they were 20-11, I think, at that point. And we talked about how they were doing it without hitting and without their top two starting pitchers. And it was just crazy. And so we're still trying to figure out if it was the competition those first 30 days, or is it better competition now, or what the situation. But since then, we've had our closer go down. He's out for at least a month. We've had our best DH go down. He's out for at least another month. We've had another starter go down, Williamson go down, and for the last week or so, not only during this bad drought, we've had at least 4 starters, fielders, out of the 8 main players that their average is below 205.
Well, I want to get into that whole thing about the starter goes down, this goes down, but doesn't that go back on Nick Kroll? Like not having enough depth to, I think it's much better than what it used to be, but the decisions that they make, the things that they do. Let's think about this. J.J. Bleday, who's absolutely destroying it right now.
2 home runs today.
Was down in the minors to start the season, and Will Benson's been up, and Will Benson's junk. I'm sorry, he's not.
Well, he's never
really done anything.
Right.
I mean, he gets hot for a little bit, and when he gets hot, it's at the end of the season when it doesn't matter, right?
Right.
I mean, so they've roughly in May. They went from first place to last place. They're 3-10 in May, and I believe their overall record now is 23-21. They're in 5th place. I don't know what happened with all the other teams today, but they were 5 games back as of today.
Yeah.
And they've dropped 10 of their last 13 games.
That is correct.
I mean, so it's.
But let me ask you this. All right, let's turn the clock back. All right, and let's say it's January 15th. Okay, and I say to you, on May the 14th, May the 15th, the Reds are going to be 23-21. Would you take it?
No, because David Bell had some of those similar records, right? in May, and then they tanked in May, right? So, I mean, think about that. So David Bell had teams that were kind of like this, where they're at right now, and then all of a sudden they would go on a 12-game losing streak. They go on this, they go on that. So, to get back to your point on the hitting, when you have a guy absolutely horrible is Ke'Bryan Hayes, bottom of the order. Here's your bottom of your order, right? 136, 204, and 187, and your leadoff batter's batting 184. That's a problem.
It is a problem because now you're tying one hand behind your back because you're limiting, you're shortening the game. Instead of 9 innings, you're basically batting only like 5 innings because you're counting on probably 12 outs easy.
Right.
Between those guys because they cannot hit.
So, thinking about all that, so like they're trying to do things. They've taken McClain, they've put him down at the bottom of the order. The other night, I kind of like what they did the other night, even though I don't like Will Benson having him lead off, and then I like Dela Cruz batting second, and I like that they had Stewart batting third, and then Bellitte fourth. I kind of like that, and then if Suarez comes back, put him in there. But saying all that, when is it time to either get rid of Ke'Bryan Hayes? When is it time to quit the loyalty that Francona has? Because he's very loyal to these guys. He is loyal. And almost to a fault. And going back to, like you said, with the pitching. Tony Sandion hasn't done crud here lately. Man. And he sticks with him. And
he's had his opportunities.
What did he do last night?
He gave up a 2-run homer. It's bad. And I'll tell you, and I'm not defending Francona because you think I do that all the time.
You do.
But it's not, I'm not going to say it's ironic, but
Isn't it ironic?
Don't you think? So that all these, like, everybody was hitting in spring training, and the pitchers were doing well in spring training. And how is it all of it's happened at once? It's one thing if one player goes down hurt, or one pitcher goes down, or if one player's not hitting, you sit him for a while. Right. But it's multiple players that are not hitting.
You're right, and again, it goes kind of back when I want to go with Nick Krall. So, is this part of the scouting? I mean, think about some of these things, and we talked about this on the last podcast, and that's what I'm saying. It's a repeat. We signed that J. Mark Candelario, right? Didn't do very well. We had Moustakas, didn't do very well after we started. So these signings and the things that we've been doing haven't worked, and he's kind of doing it again right now. With he trades for Ke'Bryan Hayes. Number one, he's not that good of a hitter. Yes, great fielder. We need a defense. But his contract's huge. It's $8 million a year.
It's way overpriced for a guy that should be and probably would be on just about any other team, just a defensive replacement in the late innings.
That's I'm glad you said that because the other night someone after the game when they lost, they said something about why didn't you pinch hit for Ke'Bryan Hayes in the 4th inning? Terry Francona said, if we got to pinch in for somebody in the 4th inning, then he probably shouldn't be playing or shouldn't start.
Right.
Well, what did he do last night? Will Benson came out in the 4th inning. They pinch hit for him.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense when you say something like that and then you do it the next day. I mean,
well, there could be more things than that because it could be that there was a left-hand pitcher that came in to face Benson or something. I mean, there could be a number of reasons, not just simply taking them out. But
I mean, it's somehow it's got to come back. We thought this CSS was going to be good, or because and then we end up trading him, right?
Yeah.
Now you're telling me that Friedel, McClain, all these guys get a free pass, and Marte doesn't. Marte had 29 at bats.
I know.
Take him down to the minors, but what's happening, Steve, is all these guys in the minors hit well. They come up like Hines, and then they can't hit.
Well, it's a big difference, obviously.
There's got to be a difference. Again, is it the scouting department? Is it what is it that these guys they can't?
There's probably multiple things, but I would say the number one thing, as it snowballs, is the confidence level.
Well, I mean, you got at some point you're going to have to cut ties. I mean, this is just my why not? Why wouldn't you do this? So this Edwin Arroyo, right?
Yeah.
Down in the minors is kicking butt, right?
Yeah.
Why not? What position does he play? Does he play third? Does he play second infield?
Well, I think you can put him at anywhere, I think.
All right, so why don't you put him at third, put Hayes on the bench. You put him in late, like you said.
Yeah.
Replay. Keep Stewart at first.
Pang.
Keep Blade in the field. I wouldn't start Friedel. You need to find a leadoff hitter. Why not do all these teams now are batting their best player at leadoff? Why not do that with Ellie De La Cruz?
I know games kind of changed that way because nobody can bunt anymore. Obviously, the Reds can't.
Ridiculous.
They couldn't do it last night. Well, I'll tell you this, and we'll see what happens. Let's talk about this, and we'll move on here. But let's talk about this in 2 weeks. I'm calling it right now that Dane Myers is replacing TJ Friedel.
He should. Yeah. He's a better hitter.
Yeah, better fielder. I mean, he's got a better arm.
Steve, again, just real quick, like you said, we'll get in this too. But why? Okay, so and Lance McAllister had this on, and I wish I would have wrote this down. But you look at how many times he was asked to bunt in his career. Last time was like
3.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. And so you're asking a guy in that position who can hit to bunt, and so stuff like that just doesn't. Yeah. Some of the stuff, and if David Bell would have done this stuff, we would have ripped him. Is Tito getting a pass?
Yes, he does. He's Hall of Famer. Yeah. Can you bunt? You bunt?
Well, Steve, you know my stats. 0 for 12 with 8 strikeouts and 4 errors in 1 inning. So that tells you how good of a baseball player. I was Brian Hayes.
I'm asking you, could you bunt?
I think you and I could bunt. Now, could I bunt Major League pitching? Probably not.
Yeah. Bill Hannikin taught me how to bunt. I know how to bunt.
Well, I'm glad that Bill Hannikin also used to have that little hair hanging out the back of his head too. So, all right. So yeah, that's kind of the Reds. I mean, just very disappointing right now. I mean, and Steve,
I'm on the wagon still.
You can see that the fans. Well, so I went to the game. I'm going to get into. We're going to swing now into the fan experience, but I just want to kind of start off with this. Is like you can see that the Cincinnati Reds fans are passionate and they really love the game and they just want the Reds to do well, and they get frustrated when they do stupid stuff. And so I saw that last night.
Agreed.
So last night, Steve, I talked to you early about this. We had a great seats, and thanks to your brother and them giving us the tickets. They're great seats. We're real close to the field, and but our experience was ruined, I guess, if you want to call it that. And it started from the inning 1 throughout the whole game
because
we had Nationals fans that were sitting in front of us. There's 3 guys. And
always away team fans.
2 of them were okay, but this one young kid, Steve, every pitch he had a comment. Every pitch, everything that happened, he knew everything. And it got to the point, like my wife, who doesn't really understand the whole full game of baseball, was ready to throw punch him.
Really? That's pretty strong.
It was bad, Steve.
Well, unfortunately, you're going to get that a lot, but just it sucks that it was right in front of you. You said,
yeah, he wasn't drunk. He only maybe had a beer, so he wasn't drunk. So I can't blame it on alcohol.
Yeah.
So I mean, it got to a point, Steve, like Weimer that ever played for the UC Bearcats was playing, I think, right field or something like that.
Yeah.
And somebody hit a foul ball, and he said something like, "Oh, I don't know why the fans aren't cheering for him. He's a Cincinnati. He went from the University of Cincinnati." And I'm like, and then he would say, well, I mean, that's kind of stupid for the Reds to try to pitch to him. He's batted .305 over his last 10 games, and why would they have him? Like, so he had
know it all.
He had everything for something, and it was just, and so interestingly, our family all went up to get something to eat. So there's 2 guys, we had the aisle, and then 2 guys next to me when this guy was running his mouth. Stevenson hit the grand slam, and those guys yelled something over to him because they were driving everybody crazy, right?
Oh, God.
So they yelled something over to him, and then those guys in front of us went to get something to eat. So I looked over those guys and said, I don't think I can handle this for 9 innings. And he goes, you ain't shit. And he goes, they're driving me crazy. But when we came back, those 2 guys were gone. Those 3 were still there. And they made a comment that, we got to watch what we say, or the usher's going to come down and tell us.
Somebody said
something must have said something, and they were subdued a little bit, but it still was loud enough that it was driving everybody around us crazy. Have you had any experiences like that? I mean, at games, whether you as a coach, college coach, or experiencing it at a game?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, and unfortunately, as a coach, I hear it all the time.
Right.
I hear it from opposing players going down to court and they're saying shit to me. Let alone an opposing coach saying stuff or fans. saying stuff, you know. So at some point, you try not to let it bother you, but you can't help but be human. You know, and I've been with people, you know, that, you know, when they're cheering for their team against the Reds, and, you know, they're sitting in those seats, you're like, come on, you know, go in your own section.
Right.
You know, like in high school basketball game, you should stay on your own side of the gym.
Right.
You know, that's the way it should be maybe at baseball games, but unfortunately you have jackasses that you know, yell and you know, just makes it a bad experience for you. So I'm sorry about that, but it would have been better for you if the Reds would have won.
Yeah, and it just was. It just wasn't. It wasn't a good experience. And I hope that guys out there watching. I hope he says something or does whatever, because it was unfortunate, and unfortunately all the people around there did not have a good time. It was just still a great game, and swinging back into that that game last night. I got to talk about that. It got really cold last night, so we ended up leaving probably about the 7th, 8th inning. We left, we're heading back, we're in the car, and we're listening to, and all of a sudden we hear that Santion gives up a home run.
Yep.
So they were down 2, and then I'm getting ready to, you know, call it a night, and I'm listening and watching and all that, or, you know, tuning in, and they said that Steer hits a home run, and then on the ESPN app it says, looking at being reviewed, but now it's going to be a ground rule double. Did you see the end of that?
Sure.
Unbelievable.
Well, it's unbelievable, and it's you know, unfortunately, it didn't have as much money on the line as the Chicago Cubs when Bartman leaned over and got that ball from Moises Alou. You like that?
That's cool.
But yeah, that was kind of crazy. I think the home run, I think it was going to be out. But you know, and they say it, they announce it. You can't lean over into the field of play, you know. And what makes it doubly worse to me is the guy had a soccer jersey on.
Well, again, soccer jersey and bringing a glove. I'm sorry, as an adult, you don't bring a glove as an adult. You just don't do it.
Well,
you don't do it. I'm sorry.
Even in the outfield?
No, you don't do it, Steve.
Okay.
You don't do it. I mean, if you and I can't catch a ball with our hands, we don't need a freaking glove.
I actually,
here's the other thing. I would lose my glove if I brought my glove. I would.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's no sense. I actually got hit by a home run. So it was a Jay Bruce home run, and it ricocheted off like 4 rows in front of me and came up and hit me right in the chest.
Did it hurt?
I didn't cry at all. It was fine.
I couldn't figure you would.
No. It left a mark, but it was no big deal.
I mean, that's the other thing I was trying to tell my wife about. What is considered baseball etiquette, right? What is, like, you know, I said something to my wife. I said, you know, we really should, if we're going to get something to eat, wait till the inning's over. You know how people.
Sure.
Do you agree? Is that something that should be done?
Well, yeah, absolutely. You always wait in between because you don't want to miss something. So, you're being rude, like in a movie theater or something.
What about coming back down? Do you wait until there's
100% you do.
Not a lot of people do that. So I watched last night because I said it to my wife, and she goes, well, do we stay or we go? And I waited till they had a little bit of a break, and we just went down and ended up doing it. So what is the baseball etiquette for you of other things that you know of, like so many beers, not many beers? I mean, like, give me some more baseball etiquette
for baseball.
For baseball.
Well, I mean, you know, you're obviously at the Reds games. You want to make sure you stand for the what is it?
Right. Yep.
No.
Yeah.
What's it called? Like the first responders. That's what it is. Because Brian did that. My nephew.
Yes.
You know, and then for the veterans, you stand for that. Yeah, but
take your hat off at a national anthem.
Yeah, but my point is on the first responders and the veterans. How do you not stand and cheer for these people? That's a huge one.
It is.
I look around, just like no difference in you know, basketball game or national anthem, and people are sitting down like, what in the world? What is your problem?
Right. No, I agree with you. I can't stand it. It drives me crazy. You don't take your hat off. That drives me crazy. You don't put your hand on your heart. That drives me crazy. I don't know why you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just simple. And if you don't like,
here's
ignorant.
My thing.
You don't like our country and you don't like that, get the freak out. Yeah. I mean, that's the way I think about it. I mean,
and unless you're really, really ignorant, and either way is not good.
Right. I mean, I don't know. Just it drives me crazy. My wife said she didn't know that there was this baseball etiquette. I just thought it was interesting that she didn't know that. And I told her not to be a jackass like that guy was. That's another baseball etiquette.
It is.
You just don't do that. So I mean, it was just.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So the home run was just absolutely crazy because potentially the Reds could have.
They would have tied it.
Yeah, and had a chance.
Who knows what would have happened, but
had a chance to win that game, but thankfully they won today. They exploded today. 15 runs. I think it was 15-1 was the final. And JJ Bleday, man,
2 home runs today. I know.
I mean, that guy's on fire. I mean, just think about that, Steve. When you get them in the order, and you've got, to me, if you could do Dela Cruz second, do Bleday third, Stewart fourth, Suarez fifth. I mean, that's pretty. And then I kind of still like Lowe. I just think Bleday looks comfortable up at the plate, and he looks like he's not. Maybe it'll happen later. He'll struggle or whatever. But right now he's looking pretty solid.
Well, it's good to have a left-handed bat, in the lineup.
Yeah.
But I mean, as Norman Dale said, I mean, once you get all pistons firing, they can't stop you.
Wow, that's good, Steve.
So if they can get all those guys, let's get McLean hot.
Right.
All right.
But is he going to? That's the other thing too.
He hit a home run today.
Okay, but again, there goes back to that loyalty thing. Do you just keep on it? So what happens now if he goes back down to not hitting another home run and doesn't drive in a run? How long do you stick with this?
Well, I don't think he has to worry about it because you have to. Hayes would probably be the measuring stick because he'd be the first one that had to be sit down for a while.
Yeah.
All right, because McLean's at least hitting higher and doing better, both fielding and hitting. It would be, I think Hayes would go down. I think Friedel would go down because Friedel has no arm. He can go get fly balls, but he can't hit. He can bunt a little bit. But
I mean, it's just crazy how drastic he's dropped from year one, last year to this year.
I know. Just go with who's hot.
Yeah. I mean, and then, hopefully Suarez will get back. I'm hearing Hunter Green might come back at the end of May.
Really?
That's what they're kind of saying. He's on target for that.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah, they're going to have to definitely do that. And, and then the other big thing that's going on right now is it's going to be obviously tonight. We're taping this before this happens, but the NFL schedule. And Steve, it's amazing what the NFL, how much publicity and how much traction they get from not only during the season but the draft. Everything that they do, and tonight's another one is the NFL schedule. I mean, 15:30 here in Cincinnati. They're doing all night thing tonight from 8 to whatever till midnight. They're going to midnight.
It's a great marketing thing, isn't it? I mean, it's crazy.
It is absolutely nuts, and that's what they'll do to us sometime when we announce our schedules when we get big time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they'll say, "Here's where Dan and Steve are going to be for." I'll tell you what city they're going to be in.
They will remember where they were.
They were, and well, I mean, how cool is this though? I mean, finally, it's been a while, but the one thing that they've talked about is probably going to happen is the Bengals playing in Madrid.
Yeah, where didn't they go somewhere like 5 years ago?
They did, and I'm trying to remember where. Was it London?
I was just going to say that.
They played the Jaguars maybe, or the Rams, or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool that we've been taught. They thought it was going to be last year, but they're going to Madrid. And I think that's like November, so it's got a lot of time for people to try to plan their trip and all that. But again, I mean.
Well, hold on. I don't want to be negative here because when is that going to be played, and how is that going to affect the game before and the game after?
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know what's before and after. We just know that November the 9th is what they said or what they have tentatively scheduled. But again, that's a 9:30 in the morning game. Times are different. Time change. How long does it take for I don't know. I've never been there.
Hopefully they have a bye week after that.
I think they might. I think they might. So, that'll help. But again, obviously some of the, the regulars, the Steelers, the Browns, Ravens, but other ones on their schedule are home games. The Chiefs, the Bucks, the Saints, the Jaguars, and the Titans are going to be home games.
Oh, so wow! Those are all big games.
We know that for sure. And then away games are going to be Dolphins, Commanders, Texans, Colts, and Panthers. So it's a pretty decent schedule. And the one that also I don't know if you heard about this was the Ravens game with the Bengals potentially could be a home game on New Year's Eve.
Really?
How screwed up?
At night or during the day?
I don't know. I don't know the time. But
wow.
Think about that, Steve. New Year's Eve, Bengals fans, how stupid they get already.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm sure, you'd be one of those ones down here.
No.
You're a big Houday, aren't you?
I am a big Houday, but I don't paint my face like you do.
Well, I haven't done that in a while. I mean, it's been a long. The one thing I did do one time was take a
watch it.
Took a you remember that Hulk? They had like a foam hand.
Sure.
And I took it and I cut the top out so I could put my beer in there. So I sat there like that, and I would take my beer out, and then I'd raise my hand up in the air, and then I'd stick it back in there. So I had to do, and I painted it orange and black.
Did you really?
Yeah, I painted it orange and black. Yeah, so I
love it.
Kind of got into it there, but that should be a fun thing to watch. Any of those things, any things that do you get into that at all? The schedule release?
No, not really. I mean, I just want the season to start. I want Burrow to be healthy. I want our defense to play better, which, from all accounts, it looks like our defense is going to be better. And I want us to get off to a good start. We got off to a decent start this past year, which was a concern for 3 or 4 years before that.
Right.
We got off to a good start, and then all of a sudden Burrow got hurt, and by the time we got the backup Flacco, it was almost too late, and we just missed out on the playoffs again.
I think the getting the defensive guys that they did is definitely going to help. I would think, but like you said, if it doesn't matter if Burrow, but I'm more comfortable having Flacco as the backup than Browning or whatever his name was or whoever we had.
Jake Browning.
Yeah, and I mean it's just I feel a little bit more comfortable if he does get hurt.
Yep.
That we have him and he knows the offense. So it's not like, but still, I mean, Joe Burrow is elite, and we just gotta. And then so let's say Burrow's healthy, right? And they don't make the playoffs. Is Zach Taylor gone?
Oh, that's a good question.
I mean, I would think if they don't have any injuries or anything like that, and they don't make the playoffs, Zach Taylor should be fired.
Probably. I mean, but how can they not make the playoffs if they're not injured?
Well,
they're too good.
Yeah, well, they are. That's what I'm saying, and that'll be a reflection of Zach Taylor. I don't know. So that so that'll be interesting to see. That obviously comes out tonight as we're airing this, and you'll be able to see all that coming on there. But the last thing I kind of want to talk about, Steven, just tell me how you feel about this. Is the NCAA saying they're going to expand the tournament from 64 to 72. I don't like it.
Well, I was just grabbing my phone because I was going to look up real quick while we were doing this to see exactly how many Division I teams are there that will be missing out. I mean, there can't be over 150, can there be? I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember the total what it is.
But that's crazy. 72. I mean, when we first started watching, wasn't it in the 30s?
Oh, 32 maybe?
Yeah, it's just a money grab. That's all it is, And it's good, good for some of these coaches and all these players now that are getting paid, that 72 teams are going to make it. That's just wild.
I mean, so technically,
how long's the tournament?
So technically, UC could have made it
they would have made it.
I mean, they and then maybe Miller wouldn't have got fired, and we wouldn't have started all this stuff. But how are they going to? So does Dayton still get playing games? Is Dayton going to? Are they going to start on Monday? They do Selection Sunday on Sunday.
Well, maybe that's what it is. I mean, you're probably right. They're just more playing games.
So instead of 2 playing games, are they going to be in multiple sites then, like Dayton?
It has to be.
Because usually it's Dayton on Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever they call it, right?
Why do they choose Dayton?
Well, because their crowd, they sell out every time. It doesn't matter.
But I mean, they could sell it out in Madison Square Gardens.
Well, I just think that's just, I don't know. They do a very nice job. And I was told, I heard or I saw that they were going to still keep some of those games in there. But I'd imagine they'd have to go somewhere else, don't you think?
Absolutely. I mean, unless you're going to go to another week of it, which, that'd be crazy.
Well, and then that talks about the football team. The football expanded to 24. I don't know if they should do that either. I mean, if you're going to do that, then you get rid of bowl games. You just can't anymore. Bowl games are done.
Use the bowl games as part of the expansion.
Well, yeah, you can, but like all those other ones, like the Fenway Bowl, all that, just get rid of them. I mean, nobody goes, nobody has to care, and half the guys don't play.
You don't care about the Pop-Tart Bowl?
I would love the Pop-Tart Bowl. I would love it's Steve, if I ever won the Mayonnaise Bowl, I would swim in it. I would. I mean, I think isn't there a Mayo or something bowl, or David's Mayo?
Mayonnaise?
Yeah, mayonnaise. I don't know. I don't know. I just think they need to kind of get rid of some of those bowl games, and hopefully that this doesn't water down and ruin the NCAA tournament. I think a lot of coaches are upset about it.
Well, again, it comes down to the money. I mean, both for the advertising, but also for the players.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what it's come down to. That's it.
Yeah. I want to swing back to one more quick thing. You know how we were talking about earlier about Francona and loyalty and when you done. So you being a basketball coach, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you got a kid and he, the previous year he was an excellent shooter, can hit threes like crazy.
Okay.
All of a sudden he's struggling. He's just not giving you. When do you string him out, keep him playing? You as a coach, how do you determine that? Like for you?
Well, I mean, it's a little different because you have practices.
Right.
Baseball, you really don't have practices.
Yeah.
I mean, the spring training is what that's for, and all those guys were doing really well in spring training. For me, it's about the practices and going up against your own competition. That level first, and then you get into the games, and you there's so many things different in basketball. There's so many things that you have to weigh yourself, the pros and cons, the positives and negatives, and you can miss 3 straight threes, but did you get 3 rebounds, 3 steals, and things of that. And so you measure it that way, and then you hope that the shot comes along, or you hope that you don't turn the ball over. But yeah, I mean, it's so different for Tito because all those guys were hitting in spring training, and now they're not.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough thing. But so yeah, I mean, some pretty interesting topics there that we had for today, and kind of like all those. And we always try to round this out with our tell you what.
I'll segment. Tell you what.
So I kind of was not thinking about it as much as Steve did. He was very prepared and has it all written down.
That's what I do.
Steve is a preparer. I mean, that's what he does. But the only thing I can think of right now, Steve, is I'll tell you what. There's nothing like a draft cold beer in the summer. That is like the absolute best. I don't care what anybody says. I just think that is sitting outside in the summertime with a cold beer.
That's what you got?
That's all I got because I've been thinking about my bar sitting outside where my pool is.
Yes,
I'm
great
trying to
bar.
get that pool ready in the bar, and I just can't wait to. I don't have the draft thing out there yet, but just nothing like and it just kind of reminded me last night at the ballpark, like. Going to ballpark and having a beer and a hot dog, or a beer, and all that stuff, and how cool was the 7th inning stretch?
Yes,
that is it was so cool last night. Everybody was singing, everybody was swinging.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
how it should be.
Those are some I tell you what's that I look forward to and I love, and just that I can't wait for that cold beer.
Ice cold beer.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Just real quick, in your bar, where you have liquor.
I have liquor there right now. I have some bourbon for my bourbon guys. I have some apple pucker for me and you. I used to do that apple pucker.
Yeah.
I don't have any Fireball yet, but I'm going to get myself a little stand-up refrigerator, the glass refrigerator like you have at the bars, so everybody can see it. I've been switching over to Busch Light. I've kind of turned into a Busch Light because it's cheap and you get a 30-pack. I mean, but I can. The only thing I won't drink is that crap you drink, that Miller Lite. I think it's absolutely awful.
It's not awful.
It is awful.
It's like number 2.
It's ranked. Not very good.
So you're one of the minorities.
Yeah.
So in the refrigerator, is there any room for any Chardonnay or anything?
There's no freaking wine at my house. There will be no wine before it's time. None.
Seriously?
No wine.
So when guests come over,
they bring their own. It's not going to stay. They're going to take it with them.
Do you have a sign that says that or anything?
I'll make one.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't do wine here at the Albers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, I mean, if you want to bring your own, see what happens. That's all I got to say.
See what happens. When you get thrown into the pool?
We'll see what happens. See what happens.
All right, well, let's go with I tell you what, and I stick with on this date in history.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Okay. All right.
These ought to be good.
Well, they are good.
Yeah.
The first one is from back in 1928. So
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if you want to do the math. That's 98 years ago.
Are you pulling these out of the paper? You Google? What are you doing here?
Listen,
how are you getting?
I study this stuff.
Sources? Yeah.
All right. So coming off of my trip just this past week to Disney, 98 years ago, Mickey and Minnie made their first appearance in a short film.
Oh my God!
And I know inquiring minds want to know that.
And so it started from there, right?
Right. And then they went on to make the Steamboat Willie.
Was this a Disney cartoon or was this? I mean, what was?
It was a short film.
Just a short film.
It was about an airplane that he was just trying to romance Minnie about.
And were their names
Mickey and Minnie?
They were. I mean, that was legit back then, or was it a different name and they changed it to?
No. That was it.
Okay,
that was it. 1932. All right, this is going right off of your. I tell you what.
Okay.
1932, Daniel, in New York City on Fifth Avenue, there was 100,000 people marching, yelling, "We want beer."
Yeah.
We want beer.
I love it. We want beer.
It was right because of the Prohibition. Were you there? Do you know? Were you there?
Yeah.
And then a year later is when they lifted the Prohibition, and because it was illegal to sell beer back in this date in 1932.
So, think about it. That blows me. Like, how... Like, just someone said, let's see if we can make this product. And then who's the ones that tested it and they didn't get sick? And you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I love beer.
All right. 8 years later, after they yelled, "We want beer."
Yeah.
The very first McDonald's opened.
What year?
1940.
Really?
Yeah.
In California?
In California, San Bernardino.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
And then
Maurice and Richard McDonald.
Yes. And then Ray Kroc stole their idea.
Kind of stole it.
Yeah.
All right. I know that this date, what you were doing, where you were, 1998, May 14th, 1998, Old Blue Eyes passed away. Who's that?
1998?
Who's Old Blue Eyes?
Sinatra, man. Come on.
Sinatra, yes. Frank Sinatra.
1990. God dang.
Yeah. Was he in the Mafia?
Oh, God, there's no doubt about it.
Okay.
Him and Don Rickles and Dean Martin and Johnny Carson all were a gang.
Okay.
Sammy Davis Jr., too. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, darling.
Yeah.
So, 1998, same date, same day that Old Blue Eyes passed away, was the very last episode of Seinfeld.
Wow, really?
This date, 28 years ago.
I never got into Seinfeld.
What?
Yeah, I never did.
Are you kidding?
My wife says I have no taste and I'm not.
Seinfeld.
I never watched it a lot. I didn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's all I have, Daniel, for you.
That's it. Wow. I thought you would give me some sports ones, but no sports.
No. I gave you the beer. I went off of your beer thing.
Yeah. Well, so I appreciate it. Well, you didn't know I was going to talk about beer, so don't tell me you were going off and acting like you're all freaking prepared. You weren't. I mean, that's. No,
that was good, and so I think we've talked it out. I think you're okay now with the Reds. They won today. They're going to get back on course.
What do they got coming up? Do you know? Have any idea who do they got coming up? I mean, are they still home? I think they got Cleveland coming up on a weekend.
I think you're right.
So we'll see how that goes, and hopefully they can rebound. But again, we really appreciate everybody watching our podcast, our episodes, all that, and watching our shorts. We really, really love it and appreciate everybody out there. Again, if you see that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that. Follow us. Do us a favor, give us a like, and then if you're on Spotify, Apple, any of that, give us a review. Tell us, anything that you can do. Give us help us out to keep growing our podcast. And we certainly love doing this, and it's a lot of fun. And later episodes too, we're going to have some guests in here. We'll have do some studio things and try to do some interviews. But Steve, another stellar job by yourself. I'm very proud of what you've done here today.
I appreciate. So I got this episode sponsored by Coke Zero. Next time, maybe a really ice cold beer that got.
Maybe we should do that and just crack it
Zero.
Maybe we should just crack it open. I don't know. We should. I mean, maybe think of. think of something to do, that's a good idea. We'd love to have sponsors out there. If you see anything that you want to do to try to help us out, we'd really appreciate it. So we are going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So another great episode, and well, again, probably try to catch you next week unless we get something else here beforehand. So
great job by you.
Yes, Danny. Good job, buddy. And so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So for Dan Albers and Steve Ellis, you've been watching I'll Tell You What. We'll catch you guys next week. Mess that one up.